welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are going to be getting messages from your higher self, and we are asking the question, what should you be focusing on right now? So I haven't shuffled any of the cards out besides these ones. We're going to do on-camera shuffling, and I've already selected these cards to kind of guide you in. Whichever card you feel drawn to the most, that's most likely your reading. If you feel drawn to more than one group, that's totally okay. It just means there's more than one message for you here today. So I'll go ahead and show you the piles. Pile number 1 is this card, Santosha. Pile number 2 is this card, Prana. And pile number 3 is this card with Karma. Okay, so feel free to pause the video, meditate on the piles. I will have the timestamps linked in the description box below. That way you can click straight to your reading, and I will see you in your groups. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile number 1 with Santosha, this is your reading. We are asking the question, what should you be focusing on? Messages from your higher self. So the first thing that I'm feeling, if you guys intuitively selected this group, I feel like there could be some friends or family, some people who may need your attention right now, or who your higher self is really calling you to connect with. I'm also getting this message of goal setting with the mountains here and connecting with the energy of the moon. So really working in tandem with the phases of the moon is what your higher self is saying. So for example, during a full moon cycle is a time of release, so focus on release, healing, letting go of certain things, and then during new moon phases, focusing on manifestation. So I'm actually going to read this card out of the book for you, and then we'll go ahead and start shuffling your other cards. Let's go ahead and see Santosha. So Santosha is in the yoga section in this book, page 77. So that could be, oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I thought it was page 77. Give me 1 second. Page 91. Okay. So 91 could be significant, the numbers 9 and 1. So Santosha just has a picture of the card. Upright, it says, you are at a place where you can relax, unwind, and be content with where you are. You have done tremendous work to be at this place. Now is the time to let it sink in and enjoy the fruits of your labor. We often spend our whole lives striving toward the next goal and skipping over accomplishments. We never allow ourselves to experience true Santosha, contentment for where we are at this present moment. Take a few moments to close your eyes, place your hands on your heart, and breathe. Take in all that is around you, what you've co-created, how far you've come, how blessed you are, the people who love you, that you are safe, loved, and supported by the universe. You will not fall behind by taking a pause and being content with what you have. In fact, this kapha earthly energy will nourish you throughout all your future endeavors. Okay, so with that message of the mountains, it kind of like explained it here is like you have achieved something, you've come to a certain point, a certain place, whether that's in relationship, health, family, career, and your higher self really wants you to kind of stop and smell the roses, really celebrate and be appreciative of everything that you have accomplished. Your higher self is proud of you. I can just feel the energy of them being almost like applauding, like giving you a thumbs up. I'm seeing the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is all about praise for your accomplishments, achieving something. So I'm also getting this energy, you may kind of be hard on yourself. You may be very high achieving, and I almost feel like when you accomplish something, you may be very quick to move on to the next thing, but your higher self really wants you to relax and focus on this feeling of accomplishment is what's coming through. We're going to go ahead and start shuffling your cards. So we're going to start with the dragon, the garden dragon deck. And I will have all the decks linked below if you're interested in more details about what kind of deck it is. That way, if you would like to get it, you can. So let's go ahead and tap in. Please connect me to pile number 1's higher self. I feel almost this urge to slow down is something that's coming through. And I feel that strong message of placing your hand on your heart and connecting with where you are at this present moment. You're doing amazing, sweetie, your higher self is saying. Let's go ahead and get some cards. What should pile number 1 be focusing on at this time? So we have patience with the avocado dragon and energy with the coffee dragon. Okay, so I do feel like you might be in a time of transition, especially with that message of, you know, contentment coming through since you did choose Santosha. And when you're in a time of transition, it's like you may have completed something, you may have achieved something, you may have accomplished a goal of some sort, and you may be in this kind of energy where you're really thinking about what to do next, where you should focus your energy now. But with the message of patience coming through, I'm really getting this message to slow down. Your higher self is really saying to focus on this present moment, focus on being here now. And it's almost like when you slow down your energy and you're not so fixated on what next, it's like what is meant to be next will arrive almost faster. It'll feel faster and it'll feel more in alignment is something that's also coming through. So you're really being encouraged to have patience at this time. What is meant for you will not pass you by. Your higher self is saying any opportunity that comes your way will not pass you by. And I'm also getting this message. It's like I feel you may be kind of, this energy is coming through of like, if I don't grab it now, it's going to pass me by. But your higher self is saying if you miss an opportunity, if it's truly meant for you, it will come back around. And there was an analogy that I heard in a Kino tarot video where she was saying like, it's like the universe has your package. It's like a UPS driver and it'll ring your doorbell and say you're not home. It's not just, the universe isn't just going to be like, well, oh, you missed your package and never come back. You know, the universe is going to come back with your package the next day and the next day until you're home, until you're ready to receive what is meant to be received. And with this like dragon almost like soaking in this like teacup, I feel we do have coffee here, so maybe like drinking some coffee. You know, coffee is a stimulant, so it can energize you. Maybe drinking decaf if you're being encouraged, if you feel like you're being encouraged to slow down. But you could also I'm just getting this message of like taking a nice hot bath, relaxing in some water. Self-care, I feel like, is something that your higher self is encouraging you to focus on as well. Coffee dragon energy. I also feel like your higher self is encouraging you to focus on where your energy is going, what you're giving your energy to, because it's like I'm seeing somebody who has a lot of things that they're trying to do, trying to accomplish, and you may feel like your energy is being spread very thin, especially if you're Your higher self is saying if there's something that you're really wanting to focus on, really wanting to prioritize, putting your energy toward that thing instead of all of these other things, I feel like is something that you're being encouraged right now as well, to focus on what it is that you really want, to prioritize something is something that's coming through. And your higher self is also saying baby steps. Baby steps. You will accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. You just kind of have to go slow and steady right now, and you're being encouraged to be patient. Let's go ahead and get some more cards. We are going to use this Black Moon Astrology deck. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 1. What should pile number 1 be focusing on right now? Your higher self is saying do without doing and everything gets done. So really coming back to the present moment and focusing on what is exactly in front of you, what task needs to be done in front of you. And it's like when you're fully present with doing the task, it's almost like it happens faster. Is something that's coming through, which is really interesting. Do without doing and everything gets done. What should pile number 1 be focusing on? Okay, so on the back of the deck we have 12th house, we have Aquarius, and the 12th house, 5 with the number 23 here, and then 9 with the number 36. Go ahead and take this. We'll put this back over here. So I'm actually going to kind of rearrange these a little bit. Okay. Aquarius, I know, and the 12th house. So with the 12th house here, the 12th house is about, it says escape down here, but it's almost like a dreamy house, a poetic house, a creative house as well. Also very connected to spirit. It's ruled by Pisces. I feel like you could be encouraged to maybe write, draw, create something in some way. And I feel like your higher self is encouraging you to create without the expectation of it being like some sort of masterpiece is something that's coming through. Almost like creating for the fun of it, writing for the fun of it, drawing for the fun of it is something that's coming through. I also feel this message of collaboration coming through again with the Aquarius energy here. It was something that I was kind of picking up on with these people here, and it did mention it in the book when it talked about Santosha, about connecting with your family, connecting with your loved ones. And Aquarius is almost this house of friends. So I feel like you could have people in your life who are very non-judgmental, or who love you for you is something that's coming through, where you can just kind of relax and be open, be silly, be goofy with them is something that's coming through. And I'm getting this message, I feel like these people know you at such a deep level, it's like you can do no wrong. I'm almost seeing, this could be parents, but it's coming through as this very like non-judgmental, loving type energy. Your higher self is encouraging you to focus on these people at this time as well. Maybe just connecting with them, reaching out to them, asking them for advice, guidance, or, just kind of asking them about their lives is something that's coming through. I also feel like your higher self is almost saying to not compare yourself to others is something that's coming through, to focus on your own journey at this time, not what everybody else is doing or where everybody else is, but where are you at this present moment? And your higher self is saying you can only be you. So your higher self really wants you to fully embody your you-ness is something that's coming through. Your uniqueness, your own identity, your own authenticity. And again, we have this image of the phases of the moon here. So I feel like really working with the phases of the moon is something that your higher self is encouraging of you. And I'm also getting this message of listening with almost like an open heart or an open ear, focusing on the words that people are saying without trying to place almost like a judgment on them or something. It's interesting that that's coming through. Almost like, I feel like your higher self really is encouraging you to come into the present moment, focus on what you hear, what you see, what you smell. And really slowing down your energy. We're going to go ahead and get another card from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Higher Self of pile number 1. And I will say, when I'm connecting with your higher self, it's almost like they're like floating in a meditation, like a cross-legged meditation pose. So your higher self could be encouraging you to focus more on meditation, focus more on relaxing into the present moment. Again, that message of anything that is meant for you will not pass you by. You are meant to see everything that's in front of you. Nobody else can be at your point in time. And it's almost like your higher self really is saying that this is a gift to be here now and be in the present moment. Let's get one card, please. Higher Self of pile number 1. Let's get pile number 1. Okay. So we have Love is All Around, another number 5. With a nightingale spirit. Sorry about that, if you can hear that. That's my husband sneezing in the background. Also, so with the number 5 here, I'm getting almost this like curious exploration, discovery type energy. I feel like your higher self is encouraging you to focus on right now. What are you curious about at this moment? And maybe going down those rabbit holes, discovering new parts of yourself is something that's coming through. Focusing on your identity and your uniqueness. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And also the nightingale spirit is also, we have this, it's like this listening that I keep being drawn back to. You guys could be clairaudient. You could receive messages through music is something that's coming through. And I feel like your throat chakra is being highlighted here. Maybe just talking to people to talk with them, to connect with them. Or maybe just sharing your thoughts and opinions to share your thoughts and opinions, you know, not for specific purpose. I feel like you guys, again, that message of being very high achieving is coming through. I feel like you guys are master manifestors. I feel like you're able to accomplish your goals very quickly. And it's almost like you're at this moment in time, you're being encouraged to slow down and focus on almost like the beauty around you, everything that you've created, everything that you've cultivated in your life. And I'm also seeing the image of somebody dancing. I feel like your higher self really is encouraging you to explore new parts of yourself. What do you like to listen to? What do you want to taste? What do you want to eat? What do you want to dress like? What kind of fabrics do you like to wear? What kind of scents do you like to wear? I feel a strong emphasis on the 5 senses coming through with the number 5 here twice. Love is all around. Yeah. It's like you have so many beautiful things in your life right now that you've created, and your higher self really wants you to appreciate everything that you have, because I feel like you may have, it's something that's coming through is you may have grown up with not a lot of things, or you had a lot of dreams, a lot of goals, a lot of aspirations, and you've achieved a lot of them. But because you're so quick, your energy is very fast moving, you're always on to the next thing. It's like you may be building some kind of stress or tension in your life because you're not focusing on everything that you have right here and right now. We're going to go ahead and draw your tarot cards. We'll take 3 cards. Higher Self of pile number 1. Your higher self really is bringing almost this attention to the finer things, the beauty, the love, the pleasure, the enjoyment, the fun. I feel like you could be at a very fun phase in your life. You could be connecting with a lot of people. You could be changing up your wardrobe, trying new things, exploring parts of yourself. And I feel like this is what your higher self really wants you to focus on at this time. Santosha, this is about contentment. This is about achievement. This is about success, you know, really grounding in that energy of accomplishment. What should pile number 1 be focusing on at this time? Okay, so 3 cards that came out. The first one that flipped over was the 7 of Swords. Okay, so with the 7 of Swords being here, I'm getting this message of self-sabotage. So I feel like your higher self is encouraging you to release this energy of self-sabotage. I don't know what this is around or what this means. But this could have to do with maybe not feeling like you can enjoy the finer things, or not feeling like you can stop and smell the roses. Let's see what else we have. We have the 5 of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, we're gonna put that right there. Okay. So again, that energy of like creativity. I'm hearing that song from Encanto, What Else Can I Do, that the sister sings, you know. So I feel like you may have been in an energy of perfectionism, or trying to please other people or make other people happy or do things for other people. But I feel like at this time, your higher self really is encouraging you to focus on your creativity. Focus on what else you can create, what else you can become. And this curious energy, I feel, is really coming through. It's interesting, this girl and her hair, she has these like space buns. This may be a hairstyle that you wear, is something that's coming through, but I feel almost like this starseed energy coming through as well. So you guys may resonate with being a starseed. But with the 5 of Cups here, I feel like your higher self really is encouraging you to focus on not what you have lost, or what, you know, has left your life, but what else can you create in your life. And I also feel with the, you know, the love is all around and the Page of Cups, you may be being encouraged to be in this more like flirty, fun, spontaneous energy as well. We have Aquarius here, which is about, you know, your friends. So I feel like you're really being encouraged to focus on your friendships, focus on spending time with your friends, releasing your worries. And I'm hearing that song, I think it's called Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. I feel like that's your guys' song. Your higher self is saying, release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. I feel like your higher self really wants you to listen to that song, sing and dance, and just have fun. Is something that I feel like your higher self really wants you to focus on. Celebrate your successes. You've accomplished a lot. You've come so far. This is a really nice energy to be in. And it's like an energy of discovering more about who you are, what you like, different parts of yourself. And it's interesting that on your Santosha card, the moon is a diamond. And this diamond in particular is multifaceted. And I feel like that's your higher self is saying that's you. You have so many different layers. You have so many different parts of you, parts of your personality, that you're being encouraged to discover, new things that you like, and your higher self is also saying the best is yet to come. So you may have accomplished many things and succeeded at many things in your life, but your higher self really is saying that, you know, especially with this energy of grief here, you may be feeling that, you know, oh, I've already done the fun things in my life, now it's time to focus on, you know, settling down, I'm hearing, or getting right in my career. But I feel like your higher self really is encouraging the opposite of you right now. Focus on discovering more parts of yourself. I do feel like you could be going through some sort of awakening right now as well. Love is all around. I feel music is very important for you guys. I feel like listening to new songs, and your higher self is also saying there could be a song out there that you haven't even discovered that becomes one of your favorite songs. Something that's coming through. We're going to go ahead and end with some advice and guidance from your higher self. Will you please get some advice and guidance from the higher self, pile number 1. For pile number 1. I feel this strong energy of joy surrounding you. I feel like your higher self really wants you to focus on the joy, focus on the love, focus on the play, the creativity. Love is all around. Please get some advice and guidance. Okay. So we have number 6, slay them all with dragons. Okay. And I actually feel really called to read this card out of the book for you. So let me go ahead and get to it. Number 6. And 6 is also an energy of love, an energy of almost being like a healer in some way, taking care of yourself. Okay, so this is your advice and guidance. When the heart is involved, people don't always have the best intentions. They will pretend they're good for you only for you to find out they're toxic or even abusive. The time has come to face your dragons, and you must slay them before they slay you. Of course, don't literally slay them, but make sure they know you won't stand for your mistreatment. And we have the number 7. So it's interesting that this card is coming out as your advice and guidance whenever you have this message of friends and, you know, your family and love is all around. I feel like you could maybe be focusing too much on one person or putting all of your energy, your time into one particular person that maybe has hurt you. It even says like toxic, abusive here. So take that as it resonates. But I feel like your spirit guides, your higher self really wants you to know that there are people out there who care about you. There are people who love you for your uniqueness, for your imperfections is something that's coming through. So yeah, you are a beautiful, amazing soul. There are so many parts to you that haven't even been discovered yet. Especially take this if it resonates, if you're going through some sort of breakup or if there's somebody in your life who has left. I feel like that happened for a reason, and you're really being encouraged to almost like focus on the new, focus on what else you can experience. But if you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile number 2 with prana, this is your reading. So these are messages from your higher self, what you should be focusing on right now. I'm actually going to read this card out of the book, but I do want to just note all the different kinds of wings right here. I feel almost this message of transformation is beautiful, focusing on change, focusing on almost like becoming the beautiful butterfly that you already are. And it's interesting, it's almost this message of like focusing on becoming who you are meant to be. But we're going to go ahead and read that card out of the book. Let me just find it really quick. Okay, page number 43. So that may be significant, 4, 3, or 7. So it says, prana, subtle essence of vital life force and breath, flexible and creative. When you are prana full, you are beaming with vital life force. Energy flows easily throughout your body, and you are at one with divine consciousness. You dance through life with fluid movement, and your energy extends out of your body, felt by those surrounding you. You are in control of your breath and utilize it to move life force around you, bringing your mind, body, and spirit into balance. Can you continue to breathe into the light that exists within you? This is your connection to universal pranic energy. Subtle essence of vital life force. Wow. Really powerful. This coming out is what you need to focus on. Your life force energy is something that's being highlighted. I feel like, with the breath, you may be doing some sort of breath work, or your higher self is encouraging you to focus more on breath work, the different types of breathing exercises. It's interesting. I feel like this may be something that you're passionate about, or this is just something that you're being encouraged to focus on at this time. And they're drawing me specifically to box breath. So it's like 4 seconds of breathing in, 4 seconds to hold it, 4 seconds to breathe out, and 4 seconds to hold it. And there's like so many different kinds of breathing, but I feel like box breath really helps with anxiety, really helps with stress relief, but also your breath is such a powerful tool that you can use to bring yourself into the present moment, to get out of your head, to release tension in your body as well. Something that's coming through. Let's go ahead and look at some of your cards. So we're going to start with the Field Guide to Garden Dragons deck. You just shuffle really quick. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 2. Your higher self is almost showing me this very like expansive energy, and I was also kind of seeing that with this like globe energy surrounding this person's body. I feel like you could be really focusing on expanding yourself. You could be going through some sort of awakening right now. I also feel like your higher self could be encouraging you to focus on the lighter side of life. What should pile number 2 focus on? Okay. So we have companion, and there's another little butterfly right there with the peanut butter dragon, and growth with the radish dragon. Really interesting because radishes are like really fast when they grow. I think they take maybe like 28 days to harvest. So they're like one of the more faster growing crops. So you could be going through some sort of rapid growth, rapid expansion. There could be a lot of things happening around you, a lot of fast movement, a lot of fast growth. I feel like you could be really being encouraged to focus on going with the flow at this time, especially if there's a lot of things happening at once. It's almost like you're being encouraged to focus on the task at hand, and as soon as it almost like dissolves, release it and focus on the next task at hand. And it's almost you're really interesting. I'm hearing this kind of like strange sound outside. It sounds almost kind of like a horn. So there could be a lot of things calling for your attention, or your like attention is something that's being focused or highlighted right here, where your focus is going. Really interesting. Pile number 2. I feel like it's almost like I'm seeing like the 8 of Wands, like fast movement, fast growth, a lot of things happening all at once. And companion. There could be an animal or a pet around you that's really asking for more of your attention, is something that's coming through, or they just love spending time with you. I'm also getting the energy of a person. There could be a person in your life who's asking for more of your focus, more of your attention. But also, I just feel this strong need to come back to the present moment, because you are going through this really expansive and growth time right now. It may almost be easy to kind of come ungrounded. And your higher self was almost drawing me to the breath in the very beginning. Prana is about the breath, but it's like when you focus on your breath, it's like you cannot get back a breath that has left. And you cannot breathe faster than you're already breathing right now. So when you come to focus on your breath, it really does bring you into the present moment. And it really does bring you to the here and now. And I really just feel called to read the companion dragon out of the book. For you, I feel like it's important. Peanut butter dragon. Okay. So this says, it's also on page 92 and 93, if that's significant. Here's a reminder to think about what compliments you, who makes you feel richer, better, wiser. If you are single, maybe your jelly is your own sweet self. Or perhaps there is someone catching your eye. Think about the people in your life who really get you, the ones who want to hang out with you. They stick with you through thick and thin, whether they are sweet like jam or fruity like bananas. They are your partners. Companions in life bring us joy on our journey. Really interesting. So there could be somebody in your life who you feel more called to spend more time with. I'm also getting this message of like it feels easy to spend time with them. It feels fun. It feels lighthearted. It doesn't feel like work is something that's coming through. And your higher self is really calling you to focus on really the joy that you feel when you spend time with this person. And it did mention, if you're single, this could also be yourself, spending time with yourself. But with the messages of growth and companion both coming out at the same time, I'm also getting this message of maybe like progression in a relationship. For example, maybe like someone's you're being drawn to move in with someone, or someone move in with you, or maybe take things to the next level. Engagement is something that is coming through with these two, or marriage. Really interesting. It's like the evolution, but it's almost like it'll feel so natural. is something that's coming through. I feel like the only thing that would really stop this from happening would be you maybe getting too in your head, or maybe having self-doubt, or thinking too much about past relationships or future relationships. I feel this really strong focus of coming into the present moment and focusing on where you are now, and this feeling of joy, especially if it is with somebody else, this feeling of joy that you feel with somebody else that's coming through. We're going to go ahead and get some more cards. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 2. So I will say, when connecting with your higher self, it's almost like I'm seeing somebody like dancing in a field with like flowy clothes and just this like really big smile on their face. I feel like your higher self knows how to have fun, and it's almost like dancing without abandon. And I also feel this focus of like releasing judgment on yourself and others. Letting go of almost like judgment is something that's coming through. Let's go ahead and see. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 2. What should pile number 2 focus on at this time? Your higher self was saying trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. And then on the back of the deck we have Neptune, sacrifice, with a number 1 here. And we have the moon with a number 2. So Cancer is ruled by the moon, and we are in Cancer season. I also, with this green color here, I feel like your higher self could be encouraging you to focus more on your heart chakra. And Neptune is like the higher octave, the higher version of Venus, which is the planet of love, beauty, pleasure, the finer things in life. So with the moon coming out, your higher self really is encouraging you also to focus on the phases of the moon. And this message was coming through with pile number 1 as well. It's like whenever it's time to release during a full moon, really focus on letting things go, and really setting intentions during new moon, during time of manifestation. Or new moons are times of manifestation. And I'm just being drawn to this number 2 here. I do feel like there could be somebody in your life. This could be a friend, this could be a partner, this could be an incoming partner that your higher self, it really is encouraging you to focus on. But I also feel this energy of not losing yourself in them, of almost like remaining in your own energy, but also it's like this balance of like connecting with them where they are, but not letting yourself dissolve into them is something that's coming through. So I am getting this message, if you are single, I feel like your focus really is being toward yourself. If there isn't like a potential partner, or there's not somebody who you are already really connecting with, I feel like you're being encouraged to really focus on your own energy, focus on your own identity. But if there is somebody who you've been connecting with, who you've been communicating with, not losing yourself in them, but still connecting with them, communicating with them. And it's like with the 2, it's like the 2 of cups, Each of them has their own full cup when they meet together, and they're meeting each other with their full cups, with themselves being full of love. It's like, and it's such a beautiful thing when this happens, because when you meet somebody who is also fulfilled in themselves and who also has their own identity, it's like things feel more natural, they flow easier, and it's almost, there's not this sense of like pulling is something that's coming through. It's like this natural like meeting, And you may go off and do your own things, but it's like you always come back to each other is something that I'm seeing. Actually, I want to look at the Neptune card in the book, because I know it's like the higher version of Venus, but I feel like I might be missing something. Okay, so right in the beginning it says, the whole idea of compassion is based on a keen awareness of the interdependence of all these living beings, which are all parts of one another and all involved in one another. So I feel like that the word interdependence is something that's being really highlighted here for you to focus on. Remaining independent in your own energy, but also trusting that this other person has your back is something that's coming through. Not being too independent where you're, isolating yourself from people and not connecting with others, but not being too dependent where you're losing yourself in other people's identity. Okay, so let me just look at this card really quick. So this says over here, this card indicates poetry, music, art, and psychic mediumship, but also nebulous thinking. When it shows in a reading, any words spoken or promises given are either poetry from the gods in higher realms or words which may be lies. But more positively, these may be messages from spirits or the tapping into your own higher awareness. Yeah, and I just saw 1555 on the clock timer, so 555 could be a significant number for you right now. That's a number of change. And, we did have that message of transition. Change is beautiful with the butterfly here. So I feel like you could be really encouraged to focus on beauty, focus on art, creativity, poetry, but not allowing yourself to get lost in other people's energy. Remaining grounded in yourself. It's like finding this balance. I feel like you're being encouraged to focus on right now. Finding the balance between connecting with people, but also growing in your own energy and in your own identity. So we're going to go ahead and draw one more oracle card before we get into the tarot. I feel like balance is something that's being really highlighted for you to focus on at this time. Prana, the breath, we have the in breath, we have the rise, and then we have the fall, the out breath. And we can't have one without the other. So again, it's that message of interdependence. It's like you can't fully connect with people unless you are grounded in your own energy, but also willing to open and be vulnerable and be sensitive with other people as well. Let's go ahead and get a card. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 2. What should pile number 2 focus on at this time? Okay. So we have 59. It did come out in reverse. So 9 and 5 again is something that's being highlighted. And 5 is the number of change. It's the number of transformation. It's the number of exploration. And it did come out in reverse, starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. So I'm going to leave it in reverse. And why is it in reverse? Open to infinite possibility. So I feel like your higher self is saying focus on where you are being cynical of yourself or of others, where you may have pessimistic tendencies, where you may be prone to only wanting something a certain way. And if it's not happening that exact way, you may be shutting yourself off from the potential of growth, is something that's coming through. I feel like you could be doing a lot of shadow work, or you may be being encouraged to do some shadow work at this time. And again, it's that message of like trusting in the universe, trust where you are being guided, trust where you are being led. And your higher self is drawing me to tell you about, there was something that I heard from Michael Singer. He wrote the book, The Untethered Soul, The Surrender Experiment, and there was one more, I can't remember, but he was talking about how life has existed before we were even born. For billions of years, everything has been in motion. Everything has been set the way it is. It's like we can't control what happens outside of us. And he even like brought through the analogy of like, say you go into a restaurant to eat. You go into the restaurant, it's like there have been people in that restaurant before you, the co-workers have been there, the food has been delivered, everything has been in place before you even showed up. And it's this message of almost like the being involved with the play of life and being open to possibility. That, you know, we don't have control over everything that happens around us, especially if there's somebody or some people in your life who it's almost like they're being drawn to you or you're being asked to connect with people. It's like you could maybe be asked to learn something from this person, or you could be encouraged to, you know, share something about yourself with them that you haven't shared with anybody before. Is something that's coming through. What I feel like I'm really trying to say is like you don't know what's happening outside of your own experience, and some things come into your life almost as if by magic, and your higher self really is asking you to be open to these experiences. It's almost like with the message of the soul here, I feel like there could be things happening in your life that it's like you will remember for the rest of your life. Is something that's coming through. And I just want to read the starfish. I feel like I'm reading all of these cards out of the book for you, but I feel like it's so important, and I feel like when like I get a message from spirit or like your higher selves come through and want me to do something, I just have to trust and do it. Even if like sometimes, you know, my ego can come in and say, oh, I should know the meanings of these cards by now. I feel like this is a message for you guys where it's like trust where you're being led, trust what you're being called to do. Don't doubt your intuition, don't doubt yourself. Let's go ahead and look at it in the book, number 59. Okay. So it says, when cynicism says no, starfish spirit says yes 1,000 times over. Are you willing to entertain new possibilities? Are you limiting your goals in order to be realistic and cutting yourself off from the power of dreaming big? Let go of your rigid beliefs about what is possible for you, and let starfish spirit inspire you to open your heart and your eyes to what spirit has available to you. Now is a time to stretch beyond the familiar and unfurl yourself, for you are meant for more than you are imagining for yourself. Spirit wants the best for you and will support you in achieving whatever intention you hold dear. Wow. So with the message of intention, I feel like that's something that you're being encouraged to focus on as well. Where is your intention going? What is it that you are choosing to be involved with? What is it that you are choosing to partake in? And really focusing on setting intention. I feel like daily setting intention could be something very helpful for you as well. And your higher self is saying energy flows where my intention goes. So your intention is something that's very important. What it is that you want. And we had that message of opening your heart chakra. So I feel like you're really being encouraged to focus on opening your heart. Letting love in is something that's also coming through. Okay. Let me just shuffle these really quick. Okay. So, as I was shuffling, the Knight of Cups flipped over. If it comes out again, we'll keep it. But I will say the Knight of Cups is all about, you know, romanticism and somebody coming in with a love offer is something that's coming through. So I felt like I'd say that, you know, we did have Companion and we have Neptune over here. Let's go ahead and see. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 2. What should pile number 2 be focusing on? 2 more cards, please. Okay, so we had the 2 of Cups come out, which is interesting because I was seeing that card earlier. Again, it's like 2 people meeting each other. It's like they may come from different places. You know, one person comes from the water, one person comes from the land. They're obviously different, but they each have something to offer. They each have something that they're bringing to the table. And this is about connecting with people. This could be friendship, this could be relationship. And then we had the Ace of Cups. I love this. This is about focusing on self-care, focusing on self-love, focusing on what fills your cup up, what fills your love cup up. And it's like your higher self is saying the more that you pour into yourself, the more that you are able to give others, and vice versa. The more that others pour into themselves, the more that they're able to give you as well. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So this is very quick moving energy. This is air energy as well, the element of air. So I also feel like you could be connecting with somebody based on their intellect, based on the things they say, or the ideas that they have. And I feel this message of, you know, we have a lot of messages about love coming through, about partnership, about connection. And with the Knight of Swords being here, I feel like your higher self really is asking you to focus on what it is that other people say. How other people say things is something that's coming through. You may be very good at reading people, but I feel like it's almost like you're being encouraged to really focus on where these other people are coming from, what these other people are bringing to the table, because we did have the Neptune sacrifice card. You may be at a point where it's almost like the stars are kind of aligning for you to meet somebody, or for somebody to come into your life with the message of growth here. It's like something that wasn't there before is coming into your life at rapid speed. And so I feel like your higher self really is asking you to be discerning about what other people are bringing to the table. Because I feel like you are in this energy of having so much love for yourself, you could be very magnetizing, very attractive at this time. The Knight of Swords. Definitely somebody coming in, I feel like. Really interesting. But I do with the Ace of Cups here, you know, I feel like you're being encouraged to focus on yourself, focus on self-love, self-care, what you like doing, what you enjoy doing, what brings you this feeling of fun. And your higher self was saying ecstasy. So what brings you this feeling of ecstasy? What makes you feel ecstatic about life, about living? Okay, we're going to go ahead and end with some advice and guidance from your higher self. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 2. Please give some advice. Oh, wow. That was really fast. So we have the number 5 again here, about exploration, about discovery. And with the Knight of Swords here, to me, this can also be about exploring certain ideas about yourself, exploring certain ideas that other people are mentioning. And I just feel so much about like relationship, friendship, connecting with other people coming through. We do have this image of these 2 people. It's almost like they're having a slumber party. They're laughing, they're connecting, they're talking. And I just feel like this message of like sharing ideas with other people. You can manifest your every wish, stars. And I am going to read this card out of the book, but I just feel like you could have a lot of people around you at this time. I feel like your higher self is asking you to focus on your companions, focus on the people in your life. your friends. This could also be family, relationships. Okay, we're going to go ahead and read this card out of the book. Let me just find the book really quick. So number 5. And also, I did want to say, like, I feel like 5, you could be seeing 555 a bunch, but when you look at the number 5, the vibration of the number 5, it's like, it's open on both ends. On the top, it's open, and on the bottom left, it's open. So again, that message of open to infinite possibilities, be open to whatever it is that's coming into your life. This could be something that you manifested, but it doesn't have to be. Just being open to what the universe is asking for you to experience at this time. And I just saw 5-5 on the clock timer again. So many synchronicities with this group. I feel like you guys are really coming into alignment. Okay, so this is on pages 6. 7 is the next page, if that's significant for you. I just saw 1:11 on the clock timer. So many synchronicities for you guys. I feel like it's almost like to trust that this beautiful experience that's coming your way is coming. What you wish is manifesting. It says, it's time for you to take your goals and turn them into your reality. Create that dream board. Wish on those shooting stars. Write in a daily manifestation journal. Cast a small or large spell. The universe is waiting to give you exactly what you deserve, given that it's best for everyone involved. Keep in mind that you also need to believe that you deserve it. So that's your advice and guidance from your higher self. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose pile number 3 with the Karma card, this is your reading. We are asking your higher self, what should you focus on at this time? So I was getting a couple of messages already coming through. I am going to read this card out of the book for you. But the first thing that I was hearing was something, I think his name is Bill Proctor, had said in a guided meditation, a man's chief delusion is that things are happening outside of your own state of consciousness. So I feel like your higher self could really be encouraging you to focus on your own state of consciousness at this time. Focus on what I'm hearing, your attitude. Like, what attitude are you bringing to certain situations? It's almost like, I feel like there could be like an experience happening, but your perception of reality or your consciousness is almost like putting a filter over it. And this is normal. I will say everybody does this. You know, we base things that are happening outside of us on, you know, what has happened in our past, certain thoughts that we're having. It could be generational thoughts, anxiety, depression, you know. We put our own thoughts over what it is we're experiencing. And your higher self is saying nothing is either good or bad. Everything is neutral. Everything is neutral, you know, this tree is neutral, this candle is neutral, the sky is neutral, even people, you see people, they in themselves are neutral. They both have good and bad qualities. It's how you want to perceive them that shapes how you perceive them. So let's go ahead and read the card out of the book for you. I was also hearing the song, I believe it's called Third Planet by Modest Mouse. And they say, when I get to the promised land, I'm going to shake the eye's hand. And with this like eye being here represented by the sun. Let's go ahead and look at the card. Let me flip really quick. Karma. Spirituality is on page 23. So 2, 3, or the number 5 could be significant. Okay, so it says karma, the sum of one's actions. It says positive karma. You have done a lot of good on this planet and the universe is rewarding you in her favors. Life feels a little easier, a little more colorful, a little more beautiful. You are walking on the path toward your dharma, which creates the greatest karma one can experience. By saying yes to the purpose of your soul, you are saying yes to the greater power of the universe. Continue devoting your life to the service of spirit, and life will continue to unfold in its wonders. Wow, and I just saw 333 on the clock timer. So it's interesting that those messages were coming through in the beginning, because a lot of them were things that I have learned on my spiritual journey. So with it coming out as saying, your dharma, you are walking a path toward your dharma, you may be encouraged to teach about spiritual things. You may be encouraged to teach about things that you're learning, and your higher self is asking you to focus on. It's almost like teaching what you have learned is something that's coming through. Focusing on your dharma, on your, on all of the good that you've created, that you've cultivated in your life is something that's coming through. Focusing on, it's like you've done the work is what I'm really getting, is like you've done everything that you've needed to do to get you to this place, almost like of this positivity, of this peace, of this almost like path of enlightenment. Spiritual path is something that's coming through. So you may be being encouraged to teach other people, and this could be on like a platform like YouTube. I just saw 444 on the clock timer. So building a foundation, building a community, creating a community. Or this could also just be in everyday life, with the people that you work with the people that you meet, at the grocery store or on your walk. Let's go ahead and get some more cards. And I feel like the book, The Alchemist, could be really significant for you guys as well. And it's almost like your higher self is showing me somebody like journeying through a desert. So it's like, again, that message of like you've gone through trials, you've gone through challenges, you've done the work, and it's gotten you to this place of success. And you could be at this time being encouraged to focus on sharing your ideas, sharing what's brought you success to other people. Let's go ahead and see. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 3. What should pile number 3 focus on? Okay, so we have the strawberry dragon with celebration. And I'm hearing that song, celebrate good times, come on. So that's beautiful that came out for you. Celebrate how far you've come. And your higher self is also saying, celebrate yourself. Celebrate the work that you've put in, because it's like, I feel like you may have gone through some sort of challenge, some sort of trial, tribulation, something that was rough or hard. I'm also hearing trauma. But I feel like you've gotten yourself to almost like a solid foundation or a place of rest. And it's like your higher self is almost like patting you on the back, saying that you did that. You are the one who put in the work. You are the one who showed up for yourself every single day, even when it was hard. You are the one who prioritized your state of consciousness, who prioritized your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. And so you're being encouraged to focus on celebrating you. And then we also have the starfruit dragon with moderation. Okay, so I feel like it's like you've done a lot of the work behind the scenes, and you're being encouraged to focus on celebrating yourself, but also you're being encouraged to focus on, continuing to do the work, continuing to take steps toward your goals, continuing to take care of yourself, continuing to love yourself. It's that message of moderation. It's like we can't, completely give up on things when the going gets tough, but also we can't, it's like with the message of celebration here, it's like don't forget all of the work that you've put in to get you here. It's like I'm getting this message of almost like remembering where you come from, remembering what you've done to get yourself here, remembering the work that you've put in, and continuing to take steps. Your higher self is saying slow and steady wins the race. But also, I just feel this lightness around you right now. I was hearing, I think it's in a Taylor Swift song, is like, I think it might be Bejeweled by Taylor Swift, but she says something like, some guy said my aura's moonstone just 'cause he was high. So I feel like you almost have this glow around you right now. I feel like you guys could be very magnetic, very attractive to certain people. And I also feel like there could be people being put in your path who are learning certain lessons that you may have gone through, that you may have experienced. I feel like you are being encouraged to almost step into this role of teacher. Is something that's coming through. And with moderation being here, I'm seeing the Temperance card in tarot, and the Temperance is represented by an angel with it's crazy, the alchemy symbol on their chest. And I was mentioning the book The Alchemist to you guys, so there could be a lot of messages in that book for you. It's a really good book. I encourage you to read it. But yeah, moderation, the Temperance card, I can't remember which archangel it is. But they have the symbol of alchemy on their chest. So I feel like you could be some sort of alchemist. Your higher self is encouraging you to focus on almost like transmuting this like maybe negative energy into positive energy. But also the Temperance card comes in between the devil and death, I believe. Or death, Temperance, and then the devil. So it's almost like this oasis, this like stopping point to get water, to rest. It's the image of the person pouring water into different cups. So I feel like you could be really encouraged to focus on self-care, on self-love, celebrating yourself. Such a beautiful message. We're going to go ahead and get some more cards. I just feel called to say, like, I feel like you guys have done so much work. It's like you have a lot of valuable ideas, a lot of valuable insights that could be very helpful to people. Let's see. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 3. What should pile number 3 focus on? Okay, so your cards flipped out pretty fast. We have Aquarius and Black Moon Lilith. This card actually came out for pile number 1 as well, so you may have felt drawn to pile number 1. Black Moon Lilith Mystery. So I am getting this message of almost like connecting with the divine feminine within, connecting with your own divine feminine energy. What should pile number... And it's interesting, in this like image we also have the, Aquarius is the water bearer, but it's this water flowing, ideas flowing. You may be being called to write out maybe poems, or I'm hearing like life story, writing a biography about your life. And also, I feel like the strawberry also represents divine feminine energy as well. So you may be, your higher self is encouraging you to focus on the energy of receiving, allowing the abundance to flow in. And with the message of mystery here, it's like you may not know what's coming next, but it's almost like it's like a surprise party is something that's coming through, where it's like you may feel like, you know, your gifts aren't coming in, or what you're wanting to receive isn't coming in. You know, when people, you know, we've seen it so many times in movies where it's like the surprise party on somebody's birthday, and everybody thinks, or the person thinks that everybody forgot their birthday and nobody remembered that it was their birthday. And then all of a sudden it's like everybody was all along planning this like surprise party for you. The surprise celebration to celebrate you and who you are. I feel like you have a lot of supporters out there is something that's coming through. A lot of people who want to see you shine, who want to see you successful. You know, we have this star fruit dragon, and the star is meant to shine. It's meant to be seen. It's meant to express itself. So I feel like that's something that you're being encouraged to focus on right now, is you and lifting yourself up. I feel like you could be very modest or very humble, like, oh, well, there's so many people out there who are better. But it's like your spirit guides and your higher self are saying you are the star of the show right now. It's about you. And Aquarius is the humanitarian. It's about, you know, it comes after Capricorn, which Capricorn is all about climbing the mountain and receiving and achieving and creating success. And then Aquarius comes directly after that, where it's like this success, this prosperity that you've acquired, that you've built. And I feel like you have built some sort of almost like reservoir of knowledge or ideas. And, you know, Aquarius is all about sharing those ideas. It's philanthropy. It's about, you know, putting back out there what you've received from the world. And so I feel like you're being encouraged to focus on, you know, almost being like a humanitarian in a way. Sharing your ideas with people, helping heal others, helping uplift humanity is what your higher self is saying. Black Moon Lilith. We have the number 12, which reduces to the number 3, which is a very creative number. So this could be through some sort of creative expression, focusing on your creativity, focusing on your self-expression. Really interesting. And I also am feeling called to say Shakti energy. Your sacral chakra is something that's being highlighted. Moving your sacral chakra. If you're into yoga, dancing, you know, doing hip circles, releasing that creative energy, letting your creative energy flow is something I feel like you're being encouraged to focus on. The goddess Freya is also something, a deity that's coming through, and Aphrodite as well. See if there's anything else I'm seeing. With the Aquarius here, this is all about, you know, being unique. Being different, and not being afraid to express your uniqueness, express your difference. So that could be something that you're being encouraged to focus on right now as well, expressing your differences, expressing what makes you unique. We're going to go ahead and get another oracle card for you. And your higher self is saying there's nobody like you. So if you're being called to, you know, teach or talk about ideas or share things, it's like nobody can come at it from the perspective of you. Only you can be you. So for example, you know, tarot reading. If you're interested in becoming a tarot reader, there's tons of other tarot readers out there, but don't let that discourage you into thinking, you know, I'm just going to be lost in the sauce, or I'm just another fish in the sea, because you are different. You bring your own perspective. You bring your own lessons that you've learned, your own unique flair, your own identity. Really interesting. I love that. So let's go ahead and get one more card. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 3. And it's like when I say me, 3, I feel like you guys could be really good poets, really good at creative writing. What should pile number 3 focus on? Okay, and we have another number 3 coming out with the armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Interesting. It did come out in reverse, so we'll leave it in reverse. I want to read it out of the book for you as well, but I feel strongly what this is saying with it coming in reverse, set healthy boundaries, is almost like, I feel like you guys may have the tendency to be hard on yourself, or, you know, continue to push, and, you know, I'm just feeling like you could be really hard on yourself. Like, you may have achieved a lot, you may have learned a lot, you may have gotten yourself to a certain point or a certain place that maybe even your family members haven't got to. I'm hearing generational healing, but you may think, you know, there's more to do, there's more work to do. Or you may be, when it comes to creativity, you may be thinking, well, why should I put my stuff out there? Nobody's going to like it. But it's like you never know what's going to happen. I feel like with this coming out in reverse, actually, I feel like this is almost like set healthy boundaries with yourself. And I'm hearing your higher self say no toxic thoughts. So you may just be really beating yourself up or be hard on yourself. But even, you know, sometimes we have to set boundaries within our own mind. You know, I'm not going to allow these negative thoughts to control my reality. I'm not going to allow these bad things I'm thinking about myself to control whether or not I put my work out there, or I share my ideas, or I express myself. So I feel like you could be really focusing on healing certain parts of yourself when it comes to what you allow in your mind and what you don't. But I'm going to go ahead and read it out of the book because I do feel called to. Number 3. Okay. What should pile number 3 focus on? This is a tricky time, as you may find yourself enmeshed with others, overly concerned with how they will take it if you say no or express how you really feel. Do you feel anxious saying no to someone, so you capitulate even knowing the outcome will not be in your best interest? Do you feel like it's your job to stop someone from facing their challenges? Instead, you might take on their responsibilities, rescuing them instead of giving them the freedom to learn their lessons their way. Perhaps you feel that if they only knew how much you cared, they would change and then all would be well. Armadillo Spirit asks you to be honest with yourself and others, no matter how difficult that may be, or how much you may fear losing someone or something. Face your fear, tell the truth, and set your boundaries. You will be amazed at the miracles that happen when you let Armadillo Spirit protect you from taking on too much, becoming a people pleaser, and losing your integrity. Another message of protection from Armadillo Spirit is to relax, live, and let live. If you or someone else is being defensive, you are called to step back and trust in Spirit's plan. So I feel that message strongly at the end. Relax, live, and let live. Trust in Spirit's plan. Your higher self is asking you to focus on trusting where you're being led. And also that message of, you know, you could be releasing maybe people-pleasing tendencies, being more, it's like being more or feeling more free in what you express. I feel like you guys are very creative, and I feel like you guys may feel called to create things, but you may struggle with not putting certain things out there because you're afraid of how it will be received. And your higher self is really asking you to focus on letting that go. Don't worry about how other people perceive you. And you guys almost give this like star quality with the starfruit dragon coming through. It's like people may put you on a pedestal, people may expect more from you. And, you know, you may fall into people-pleasing tendencies or being afraid of how you're going to be perceived. But your higher self is asking you to focus on letting that go. Focus just on your own energy. Focus on celebrating yourself, how far you've come, your unique identity, your unique expression. The things that you create are beautiful, even if people don't receive them well. Because it's like your higher self is saying, you should be creating because you enjoy creating, not because people will enjoy looking at your art, is something that's coming through. So create without abandon. I feel like your higher self is asking you to focus on. Let's go ahead and get some tarot cards. Okay. Let me just shuffle these really quick. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 3. I'm also getting this message. I feel like you guys could be very beautiful, very attractive, but also you may have a certain sense of style or want to wear things that maybe other people may not perceive in the best light. But it's like, that's what makes you beautiful, is your ability to express yourself without abandon, is something that's coming through. And I also feel this strong message of you focusing on releasing shame, releasing guilt around how other people perceive you. Let's see. Pile number 3. What should pile number 3 focus on? So as I was shuffling, I was hearing whenever I asked that question, what should pile number 3 focus on? The answer is you. You should be focusing on you. What you like, what you want to do, what you want to create. Who you want to be, what you want to wear, how you want to party, how you want to celebrate yourself. Of course, in moderation, you know, we do have that here. We had the Wheel of Fortune flip out, but let's get 2 more cards. What should pile number 3 focus on? Okay. So I'm only going to take these upright. We have the Sun. Beautiful. The Sun. This is amazing. This is like play, have fun, express your inner child. This is also a creative energy. It's just so much about joy. It's like this energy to me is like the energy of, you know, right before you go to like some sort of party and you're just, you know, excited to meet people, excited to talk to people, excited to listen to music, have fun. It's that energy that I feel like your higher self is asking you to focus on. And then we have the 7 of Wands. Such a beautiful, just like, look at this girl's outfit. Like, this is like boss energy. You know, she's got the mini skirt with the high heels and the black, like, underneath. This is like, it's like sexy. And your higher self is saying nothing is sexier than your authentic truth, than who you are meant to be. And then we had the Wheel of Fortune come out. So what should pile number 3 focus on? I am getting this energy of almost like defending yourself. But I do feel like it's like, I'm hearing, I think it's in Monsters, Inc. Mike Wazowski says, do you hear that? Do you hear the winds of change? It's like, there could be people leaving your life, or you could be going toward a new experience, something that could be changing, and it's like everything is starting to work out in your favor is something that I'm seeing. And the Seven of Wands comes directly after the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is about this feeling of success, this feeling of achievement, and the Seven of Wands is like feeling like you have to fight to remain or to keep this achievement. What should pile number 3 focus on? It's like being a bad bee. You should focus on being a boss, being sexy, being a bad bee, being your authentic self, and not worrying how other people are going to perceive you if you say what you really want to say. If you act how you really want to act, if you act how you feel like acting, or if you stand up for yourself in certain situations. It's like you've done so much inner work, you've done so much healing. It's like people who, I'm getting this message, like people who may try to dismiss this, it's like these people aren't meant to be in your life. These people who maybe try to suppress you or control you aren't meant to be in your life. And I feel like you're stepping into this energy, or you're being encouraged to focus on this energy of regaining your power, empowering yourself, being your most authentic version, being the most authentic version of yourself. And this card is also Jupiter. Jupiter energy is very expansive. So you could be going through a lot of growth right now. And Jupiter is also about abundance. So your higher self is encouraging you to focus on your abundance. Focus on your joy. Focus on your, almost like your light. And I feel that message of the like being a star was coming through. It's like celebrities, they have so much light. They have so many people who are attracted to them. There are like so many eyes on them at all times. And it's like a message that's coming through is like, the more that people love you, the more that people want to throw shade at you. The more that people admire you, the more people you will get who will be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, or, just kind of like passive aggressive toward you. It's because your light is so bright. It's like you attract moths is something that's coming through. So I feel like you're being really encouraged to focus on setting boundaries with yourself, setting boundaries with other people, not letting other people get to you is something that's also coming through. Because it's like your spirit guides, your higher self, they know how much work you've done. They know how much love, how much time, how much care it took to get you to this place. And it's like, don't let these like petty people or these people who may throw shade at you or say things that are hurtful affect all of the work that you've done. And, Aquarius is meant to stand out. They're unique, they're different. But they also have a lot of friends. It's the house of friends. Because they are so unique, because they are so different, because they're not afraid to stand out, they attract a bunch of people to them. So I feel just this message of setting boundaries coming through really strongly again. You could always go back and screenshot that page. But yeah, I just feel like you're being encouraged to focus on your light. Focus on the joy. But we're going to go ahead and end with some advice and guidance from your higher self. Please connect me to the higher self of pile number 3. And your higher self is coming through as almost like an ascended master type energy. Where it's like you've gone through so many things, you know so many things. It's like you're a well of wisdom. And your higher self sees this in you because you are your higher self. And I feel like every single day you're getting closer and closer to almost like self-realization, self-actualization, and becoming your higher self, realizing that you are your higher self. Can we please get some advice and guidance? Okay, so you guys actually had 2 cards flip over. I'm going to take both of them, and I'm going to read both of these out of the book for you. We have the world awaits you with the number 40, so 4, and then we have 8, plus 2 is 10, which also, I think this card reduces to number 1 as well, 19. So 1, 4 could be significant for you guys. But the world awaits you. It's like every day is a fresh start. Every day is a new day. And there's people out there who are waiting to meet you, who are waiting to hear the things that you have to say, who are waiting to see the ideas, the creations that you create. Let's go ahead and read those cards out of the book. Number 40. Okay, so this says, you've been alive, sure. You've been waking up, doing what you need to get through your day, going back to sleep, repeat. Have you been living, though, truly living? I think you need to hear this now more than ever. Your life is incredibly precious. Out there, the world awaits you. Now is the time to make good moments and learn to treasure them as they come. The number 43 down here at the bottom as well, 42, those could be significant numbers. And then we're going to read the Start a Revolution card. And your higher self is also saying you may have hot takes, or you may say things that other people may not agree with, but it's like they're not meant to agree with you. You're meant to share your ideas, your beliefs without abandon. It's like trust what you are being led to say, trust where you're being guided. And just, you know, it's like live your life. You're meant to live your life. So, protest. You've been looking around and noticing that the world is often unjust, but you're not sure what to do about it. Like Katniss, you need to be the first spark of your own revolution. Educate yourself. Stand up for yourself. Don't forget to stand up for others, whether or not you have shared experiences. If you can speak up and do so safely, then do it. So you guys are definitely a voice, meant to be a voice, meant to share your voice. But if you liked this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for staying till the very end of the video. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.